Hello and welcome to another War Planet tutorial. I often get the question, Matt, how do you know so much about this game? And that's what I want to cover in this video. And it all comes down to one basic thing, the info button. I spend time clicking on info and then more info in almost every single building in the game. You can learn a lot by going through and reading the information and looking at the numbers and figuring things out. For example, to go from level 30 to 31 in your tech factory, you will gain approximately 150,000 strength, which is great if you want to do a strength event build. You know which buildings will give you the most strength. In the command center, if you go down, you'll notice that from level 5 to level 6, you get 1.5 million power, which is a great thing to do in a strength event. Of course, you can only do it once. Inside the command center, you can click on each commander and click on the info button in the upper right corner as well. Now, of course, there's a lot of information about the commander's backstory, which isn't really important, but the real information comes lower. You can find out that at which levels your commander gets bonuses. For example, Volsky at level 66 gets a bonus, and also at 69. My Volsky just hit 65 a while back, and it's about to hit 66, so that's important for me. I know that if I can level him up one more time, he's going to get a bonus. You can do this for all of the commanders. Let's look at Brando right now. My Brando is level 66, and so if I click on that and go down, I can discover not only does she have a 25% occupy speed, but at level 66, her first attack went up by 5%. But my next one won't happen until 69 and 72. I've already gotten all the other bonuses for Onslaught. So these things are helpful to teach you what things in the game do what and how to best use them to meet your needs. For example, the deployment platforms. If you click on more info, you can see how many more troops you'll get in your army by leveling up your building. So, for example, to go from level 30 to 31, you're going to end up with about 375 more troops, which is a nice little bonus, especially if you do all of your deployment platforms. Your resource buildings also give you info, not only on the info screen, but on the more info screen, it tells you what your storage and your income rate is going to be at each level. This is helpful as you plan for how you want to use your base's resources. You can do this with almost any building inside of your base. Also, you can do this with your airfield, but you can't do it with buildings that are currently being used or upgraded. So for example, my unit factory is used to be building tanks right now. I can't find any info out on the vehicles or on the building itself, but when those vehicles are done, I can. But if a building isn't being used or upgraded, check it out, look inside, figure out what's going on. You can even do this with Trasher. There's an info button up in the top right, and it tells you, just like the other commanders, what each of his things does and at what levels he gets bonuses, just like your other commanders. And you can learn a little bit more about Sentinel points and other things and your skills. You can even do it for events in the game, which is incredible. You can do it almost for any building you want. So when people ask me, Matt, how do you know the things that you know? It's always because I've done the work. I've researched it. I've clicked through the different buildings. I've clicked the info button, and I've just read the stats and information. And you can do this too. So the next time there's an event and you don't know the rules of the event, or if you want to know about a building, just click info.